Alrighty, guys, what is going on? Welcome to Stock Talk with Nico Criticos. Today, we're going to be doing some stock analysis on McDonald's because the stock is down another 2.5% today, and it's getting very close to a 52-week low here. As you can see, it's down 14% in the last year, and over the last couple of years, this stock has approached this $250, $260 mark, and then it's recovered and it goes back up to over $300 a share. So that's kind of where I see this going. I view McDonald's as a very low risk business model that even in a bad economy, they can thrive in a bad economy. The stock should be very low volatility. It's going to pay me a 2.5% dividend. And once the stock goes back up to over $300 a share, I should see at least a 20% gain or so on the stock price. So I think everybody knows what McDonald's does. But if you did not know, they are the most successful burger chain of all time, operating over 41,000 locations and commanding nearly half of the U.S. fast food burger market. They generate tens of billions of dollars a year, and this company essentially acts as a global real estate and royalty holding company that just happens to sell cheeseburgers. Their business model is often misunderstood because it really is a real estate operator. Over 95% of McDonald's locations are owned independently, and McDonald's owns or holds long-term leases on the land and the buildings where these restaurants sit. Then the franchisees pays McDonald's a percentage of gross sales and royalties plus the fixed or variable rent. Because rent and royalties are tied up to top line sales, McDonald's collects its revenue stream regardless of localized fluctuations, which is just phenomenal for McDonald's. One part of their moat is the brand equity and global footprint. The Golden Arches is one of the most recognized logos on earth, driving consistent foot traffic across over 40,000 locations all around the world. Cost advantage and purchasing scale. With immense buying power, McDonald's commands lower prices for protein, paper products, and logistics than almost any regional or national competitor. Having acquired key urban and roadside locations, McDonald's holds commercial real estate assets that would be cost prohibitive for competition. How are their margins? Well, they generate SaaS-like margins relative to traditional restaurants because it sits in about the operating margin sits in 45 to 48% range, while typical company operated chains like Chipotle are 15 to 18%. This puts their net margin at about 33%, and the capital light nature of franchising allows McDonald's to convert high levels of net income directly into free cash flow, which is just beautiful, right? And if we check out this chart, you can see over the last couple of years, although again, this is not a high growth company, McDonald's has been around for a very long time, founded in 1955, okay, and they sold billions and billions of cheeseburgers. But they're still putting up 4 to 5% revenue growth, which is good enough for me. It's good enough to keep the stock moving up. And as long as they're generating that cash and they got good margins, it's going to pay me out that dividend. I'm happy. So revenue for the past 12 months is at $27 billion. Net income was at $8.7 billion, which net income has not been growing quite as much. But I think it just peaked in 2024, and then we saw a slight decline, and now it's going back up. Free cash flow is doing great. Again, 7.7 billion. EPS is looking good. They have a lot of debt and not a lot of cash, but really that's just because of the way their business model is set up. That's how most real estate companies are. If we glance at the ROI, it's doing great there at 23%. Profit margins of 33%, which pretty much is in line, if not approaching a new high for where it normally sits. Now, here's the interesting part. Here's the valuation is where it gets me bullish because you look at the last 5 years, very rarely does this stock trade at below 25 times earnings. McDonald's is normally 25 or 30 times earnings. So that's where I see it returning to, really. I mean, I find it hard to believe that the stock wouldn't go back to 25 times earnings. I mean, you're getting a great deal on free cash flow, 4%, which you only see once every couple of years. So this is kind of a unique opportunity here. And same thing with price to sales. You rarely see a McDonald's trade under a 7 price to sales. So that is why I'm bullish on this. I'm not very worried about, the stock dropping 30 or 40%. I don't think that's realistic. And if we take a look at their growth catalyst here, we can see that number one is the mobile app volume, along with digital kiosk checkouts and the My McDonald's rewards program that is driving higher average order value and repeat visits. Great. Unit growth, accelerating physical footprint expansion globally, targeting thousands of new store openings by 2027, alongside targeted test concepts, which is the cosmetics thing that actually opened up over here by me because I'm kind of near the Chicagoland, and that was in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I never got a chance to go there because I think they closed after within like a year or something. They had already closed, but that's for another day. Leveraging global scale to re-engage lower income consumers with structured value menus during inflationary periods. What are the headwinds for this company? Well, consumer spending pressure, middle and low income consumer pullback in high cost environments can slow same store sales. Again, maybe temporary. International market risk, geopolitical friction, and currency. Another thing that's just like skeptical and not anything to worry about, not anything that's a serious threat. We're looking at a very cheap P ratio here, like I said, 14% discount to its 10-year average of 25, and everything looks good here. I mean, look at the price predictions are, like I said, 300 to $350. That sounds good to me. And the only thing I'm bummed out about is that Gemini recommended this YouTube video here, and they should put my video in that link instead. So I'm kind of hoping after I post this, they're going to change that out and we'll see what happens. But that is why I'm bullish on McDonald's. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you in the next video.